Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind is a new roller coaster opening this May at EPCOT. There's a lot to uncover with this attraction, including its history, stats, and even its full layout. By the end of the video, you'll understand why this coaster ended up costing Disney over $500 million. So for today's episode of Undercover Coasters, let's take a look at what's on the horizon for Disney's EPCOT. Let's start with a brief history on the development and the construction of this project. After Disney acquired the rights to Marvel Entertainment for over $4 billion in August of 2009, the company released the hit film Guardians of the Galaxy in 2014. This movie redefined the Marvel Cinematic Universe for what it was at the time, and it absolutely blew audiences away with its unique charm and compelling characters. Since the film did so well both critically and at the box office, racking up over $772 million, Disney decided to hit the high gear with the Guardians of the Galaxy and start development on a new roller coaster at EPCOT. So let's go through a nice timeline of how this ride has gotten built over the years. Starting with July 15th, 2017, this is when the D23 Expo occurred and Disney formally announced a new Guardians of the Galaxy attraction coming to EPCOT in time for the resort's 50th anniversary celebration. A couple things. One, Disney never called the ride by its full name. They are keeping that a surprise until a later date. And two, the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World was on October 1st, 2021. So the ride got delayed, and we will get to why that is in a little bit. Anyway, next up in August of 2017, Ellen's Energy Adventure officially closes to the public. This is the ride that Cosmic Rewind replaced. Then, in October 2017, initial construction for the attraction commenced, with work walls coming up and construction crews moving right along with the plans. Then, all the way in May of 2018, the concrete foundations for the main show building of the ride were poured into the ground. Later that year, in October, the show building started to rise off the ground, with some of the green and blue walls being put into place. This building is massive. The volume of the building alone can hold up to 4 spaceship Earths. That's insane. 1 month later, Disney revealed to the world what the trains for the new Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster would look like via some nice concept art. August 2019 comes around and Disney finally reveals the name for the attraction, Cosmic Rewind. Throughout 2019 and into early 2020, construction was moving at a nice jolly pace, on target for a 2021 opening for sure. And then COVID-19 hit the world, impacting the Disney parks significantly. Many of the park expenditures towards new and upcoming attractions such as Cosmic Rewind were put aside, meaning Disney wasn't investing enough time and energy into this attraction's construction in order to meet that 2021 opening timeframe. Throughout the past couple of years, Disney has slowly started work back up again and is now chugging along to its inevitable opening day. So there we go, we got the history covered. Now let's talk about ride details and stats. Disney is describing this attraction as the following. The adventure starts in the Galaxarium, a planetarium-like exhibition that explores the similarities and mysteries of the formation of Earth's galaxy and Xandar. Guests will be invited to learn more about the treasures Xandar has to offer until the moment when the Guardians of the Galaxy arrive and adventures across the cosmos ensue. The attraction will feature a new innovation from Walt Disney Imagineering, a storytelling coaster that rotates 360 degrees to focus guests on the action, including the first reverse launch on a Disney coaster. Alright, a lot to unpack here. So, they first mentioned the ride's queue line, which will actually take place in the entire original Ellen's Energy Adventure show building, which, let me remind you, is already massive. The physical queue line for the attraction will include several props from the 2 Guardians of the Galaxy movies, along with some clever Easter eggs related to EPCOT's past attractions. The queue will have one pre-show, which is rumored to include an animatronic figure of Rocket Raccoon and Groot, with other appearances of the rest of the Guardians featured on screens within the pre-show room. Now for the ride itself, it's basically a Vekoma launched spinning coaster. Let's break this down now. Vekoma is the manufacturer working on the track and physical layout for the attraction. Launched. The ride will include one high-speed backwards launch rumored to reach a top speed of between 55 and 60 miles per hour. Spinning. The ride vehicles spin, both controlled and free spinning at different sections within the ride's layout. Currently, it is unknown where in the ride it will be free spinning and controlled spinning, but I'd expect the controlled spins to take place during a dark ride scene, and the free spinning to occur on the high thrill sections of the layout. Finally, coaster. It's a roller coaster. I hope you guys understand that by now. Alright, here's the part you're all looking forward to, the layout and POV breakdown of this attraction. In collaboration with Itai from Theme Park HQ, go check him out, the link is in the description. We dig deep, undercover, as the nature of this series suggests, and we somehow put together a cohesive layout in which we think matches what we'll see when the ride officially opens. This creation was made in No Limits 2, and by no means is this the confirmed layout. This is strictly going off the images and videos Disney has publicly released, along with the handiwork of a few insiders on several forums, a lot of educated guessing, and a few creative liberties here and there. You'll know what creative liberties I'm talking about once we get there. One more thing, you'll see some off-ride shots of the ride right about now, and in reality, the ride vehicles that you see here are not motorbikes. That's just the type of model we used for the No Limits recreation. In reality, they will be these ride vehicles, as you can see here. Alright, no more time to waste, let's dive straight into it. Starting off in the station, you pull out and make a sharp right turn into a small dark ride scene. Then you make another sharp right turn into Lift Hill number 1, which will likely include an animatronic of sorts. Following that, you'll enter a close to 180-degree turnaround, which will end up facing the launch track once you complete the turn. During this turn, your ride vehicle, known as the Star Jumper, will rotate to face backwards before the initial launch. Not too much is known about the story elements and each individual show scenes for the attraction, but I'd expect some sort of forced explosion sending you backwards through time, reaching speeds of close to 60 miles per hour. Going up a large hill, you enter the first of many mid-course brake runs throughout the ride's long layout of over 5,577 feet of track, making Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind the longest indoor roller coaster in the world. Anyways, after the mid-course brake run, you'll make a sharp left turn into a sort of twisted airtime hill and then into a downwards helix. You'll really start to pick up some speed here, and then it's into another banked turn, this time to the right. Following that element, you'll likely enter a mini drop, which turns right into the second mid-course brake run on the ride. This section of track will have some show scene elements around it, likely just being some screens and cool lighting effects. Once you depart the second mid-course brake run, you'll make a sharp right turn into a twisted drop down to the ground and then hit another airtime hill, this time turning you to the left. Then you'll traverse through a few S-bends here and there and enter 2 other banked turns before hitting the third mid-course brake run on the ride. Now, at this point in the layout, I expect the ride to really slow down here for a nice show scene. Maybe an animatronic or two, but it'll probably just be more screens. After this portion of the ride, you'll enter Lift Hill number 2, which might be a slow-launched lift hill. We don't really know for sure yet. I'd picture something like Maverick at Cedar Point, where it's just a steady incline up to the peak of the lift. Following this, you'll enter a downwards double helix, and let me remind you in case you forgot, this entire ride utilizes its spinning trains to its advantage, rotating the vehicles to face certain show scenes and screens as needed, similar to how an Omnimover works, except this is being called an Omni Coaster. Now here's where those creative liberties really start to shine. During the creation of this layout, this is the one part of the ride in which we don't know for sure what element it truly is. So we just ended up adding a giant outer banked hill like the one found on Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point. This won't happen. It'll likely just be an overbanked turn, but imagine how cool it would be to go through this while spinning. Alright, almost done. You'll then hit a small speed hill, sending you into the final helix of the ride. One more bunny hill, and then the final brake run with the long return trip back to the unload station. Alright, now let's figure out why this coaster is costing Disney so much money. $500 million is the rumored estimated cost of the entire attraction. This includes not only the physical coaster layout from Vekoma, but also the design and development aspects of the project, in collaboration with Marvel Studios and James Gunn. The cost also includes all of the theming within the ride's queue and the layout itself, along with the massive building and pretty much all construction put into this attraction. I wouldn't even be surprised if the marketing campaign is included in this rumored $500 million estimate. So how does this actually add up? Well, in 2020, several insiders reported that the original cost for the project was hitting up to $450 million. Almost a year later, in September of 2021, even more reports came out, some saying the attraction would end up costing up to half of the reported budget for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. That cost over $1 billion, and let's be honest, recently there hasn't been a single theme park project from pretty much any company that hasn't gone over budget. Just look at Hagrid's and Velocicoaster over at Universal's Islands of Adventure. Plus, with all the delays from COVID-19 and rescheduling the construction for the project, along with Vekoma having trouble coming overseas from the Netherlands to work on the ride during the pandemic, along with the physical filming of the video portions of the attraction being delayed for around a year because of James Gunn's complicated schedule with DC and Marvel, there's just a lot to unpack here on why this is the world's most expensive roller coaster ever built. Now, obviously, all of this isn't confirmed by Disney. Everything I just mentioned here is strictly based on insider information from various forums and leaks, so take it all with a grain of salt. If you guys want to check out the full POV and some of the cool off-ride shots of Cosmic Rewind shown partially in this video, then go check out Itai's channel Theme Park HQ for even more Cosmic Rewind content that you definitely don't want to miss. And real quick, if you guys enjoyed the long-awaited return of the Undercover Coasters series, let me know any other coasters or attractions you would like to see me cover down in the comments below. And if you guys want to see similar content to what you saw today, be sure to subscribe to the channel with those post notifications on so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys out on the horizon. The theme park horizons.